Welcome back to week 9 of the LCS and our second game of the day. Dignitas, who are facing off against a TSM that has suffered a couple poor performances and losses recently. But Crumbs, I gotta come back to this thing you said here at the top of the day. The idea that some magical forces are at work to guarantee us the most exciting finish to the regular split and the playoff race. What do you make of that Golden Guardians victory there?
Well, it lines up right alongside it. You know, the substitution from FlyQuest, Golden Guardians with another sub 30 or under 30-minute win. And here, I think it's going to happen again. You've got TSM that lost yesterday. But they lost to a late game strategy, which is what Dignitas did in their match against Immortals, right? They drafted really strong late game team fighting. And if TSM can't close out, it's what Dignitas needs.
Mark, your thoughts there? Because you had a bit of a reaction to the supposition that Dignitas will win this game.
Well, I just mean from the mystical force perspective. I mean,
okay,
we're guaranteed 3 minimum, which might take place today. But if there's more, they'll take place the next couple of days. I don't know how long this mystical force can work or how much it can power through.
Right.
So as long as you believe, just like the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, I think I was really impressed with what I saw out of Dignitas yesterday, but I think
were you
somewhat. I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic here. Why you want me to be honest? No.
Okay, I was going to ask what aspects, if any, did excite you about Dignitas, but
straight up big bomb. Now the fans, you have no boundaries.
You can't trust anything I say.
But I do think it's important to recognize that while Dignitas did come away with the victory yesterday, for a lot of people that game didn't look clean and will still serve to surface as many questions about Dignitas as we might have around TSM, who is struggling right now. Again, this TSM squad just seems to be in such a weird state, or it's just so hard to nail them down into what they are, because they've got the potential, it seems, to be maybe the only team to contest against Cloud9, but then have the propensity to drop games against teams that we feel they should be locking them up in 30 minutes time.
To me, it's the same kind of song and dance all season for TSM, where when they're on picks that they're comfortable on with a good game plan and they're playing well, they absolutely smash people, and they look, like you're saying, by far the second best, maybe even best team in the league at points. But that is not consistent, and when they struggle, it results in them unable to find their openings, find their plays, and their games drag out a really long time, and then they often lose those kind of late game ones like they have against Immortals and some other people. So that is one of the concerns when you're seeing some of the teams have a lot more of these slow-paced games.
And that's why it's so scary when you're going into playoffs. If you only have, a couple key champions that you're really, really looking towards. Obviously, I think Bjergsen's still undefeated on the Syndra, has been, one of his most played, if not his most played. Things like that. If teams are looking at TSM and saying, you only win when you get X, well, you're not going to get that in the best of 5. Teams will craft their plan around it. And I think potentially that's why TSM is trying all these different styles to find what else works for us so that we can open ourselves up in pick ban and potentially unlock some of these comfort picks too.
Last time these teams met was one of those Syndra games that you're referencing, and was a hard carry by Bjergsen. We'll have to see if Dignitas opts to leave that pick open for him in this one. But as you said, even if they were to leave it open in this best of 1, it's a consideration for TSM that they can't rely on the Syndra pick when moving into the postseason. And that's where, again, I turn my attention to the top lane and the jungle for this squad. Dardoch and Broken Blade, what can the two of these guys really achieve? And in the face of, Huni in the top lane alongside Akaadian for Dignitas, another couple aggressive players.
I think for these two guys, you need to put them in the matchup that they can exploit the opponent. And yesterday it wasn't that. It was Jarvan Aatrox. I think it was against an Ornn, if I'm not mistaken, which is, you're really not going to get a big advantage out of that. And so I want to see them pick champions that allow them to really get more gold for Broken Blade, and from that he can transition to crazy team fights that we've seen him do.
And I was going to say, the Mordekaiser for Huni looked awful yesterday. I know he won on it. Yeah, but that looks like one of his worst picks. And so, if you're talking about finding things you can exploit people on, leave up that Mordekaiser. I don't think he'd play the Ornn, but maybe you do pull it out just to stop him from being able to play that as a stable pick.
Well, taking a page out of Ezreal's playbook, Syndra hits the ban table first up in Champion Select. We're going to head right back over to freaking Kobbe, though, to get us into our second game of what could be a very long day.
Thank you very much and welcome to Champion Select. I am excited. The Foley sheet can finally fit in a small window on my monitor, and I can narrow it down so I can see all 16 remaining playoff scenarios left for us. And yes, there are 3 minimum tiebreakers on the day. Dignitas hoping to follow the road that Golden Guardians just did and go up to 8 and 10 and just pray that EG does work. Meanwhile, TSM hoping to go up to 10 themselves. There's a 4-way tie for second possible as well, so who knows which way it's going to go.
Yeah, TSM were hoping to clinch yesterday, and with that little speed bump for themselves, now they might be starting to sweat a little, seeing all the craziness that's gone on in the LCS. And there's another champion that was at the heart of it last game, an Aphelios pickup.
Yeah, big champion. Honestly, one of the big carries that Johnsun had. It was a massive comeback for Dignitas, don't get me wrong. That was a tough one coming in. We'll see if that same performance shows up yet again. TSM get Broken Blade on one of his very best champions. Sett has received several nerfs. I think doesn't have to win every single game, but Broken Blade is going to make you wish you hadn't.
And Broken Blade, not only is he one of the best Sett players in the LCS, he might even be up there for my #1 Sett player as far as stage games that we've seen. It's very, very good to go after Aphelios with this champion. Aphelios, okay, they pick up the Tahm Kench for some defense, but Sett has a really easy time of dunking someone to get over to Aphelios. Broken Blade has been very good with flashing, getting face breakers on the back line. So I think that this is going to cause a little bit of trouble for Johnsun. He's going to have to be very cognizant of his positioning and that of his front line so that Broken Blade doesn't use his own team to get back there and kill him.
Well, meanwhile, Huni gonna be on Ornn duty. The team was not impressed with his Mordekaiser gameplay, though he did help fight his ult later on. The early game was pretty weak.
I don't think anybody was really impressed with that Mordekaiser play, so I'm on board.
All right.
Get him on the Ornn duty.
Hey, TSM going for the Yuumi, though, and I believe it's the first Yuumi game for Biofrost this decade, as he's alongside the Ezreal here for Kobbe, and I'm curious what else rounds out the composition.
Yeah, Yuumi Ezreal, that's definitely up there as far as the annoyance tier that we've been discussing so far today. The massive poke that starts to come through, and Yuumi can actually poke around the Tahm Kench body, try and get it back there to the Aphelios. So we'll see how Kobbe and Biofrost do. So far, this split, Biofrost and Kobbe, I don't think of them as dominating the lane too hard, which is kind of weird because a lot of the time Biofrost has played super aggressive supports, but Kobbe has done a very good job of farming up for those team fights.
Yeah, I think she can also do really, really well the Yuumi alongside someone like Sett, where she loves riding along with the melee champions. You both pop ults together, dunks the Yuumi in a melee range, never gets rooted in place. There's a lot of CC available there.
Yeah, I mean, Broken Blade tries to dunk someone to get back to Johnsun on Aphelios, and even though Tahm Kench will eat him, Yuumi, a giant AoE ultimate, will snare the Tahm Kench in place, so as soon as the Aphelios pops back out, you can bop him on the head like one of those carnival games, weasels.
There's Whack-A-Mole with 80 carries here, and Johnson's might just be numbered. Now, time is running low. The bans have come through. LeBlanc and Trundle removed from the TSM options, hoping that Dignitas can actually play a very standard front-to-back team fight. I think that makes a lot of sense. Trundle would be a great option there. With Trundle gone, though, it means Sejuani is picked up, which means TSM have some very, very good engage tools.
Yeah, and honestly, Zoe is a very good blind pick. Syndra and LeBlanc are literally the 2 most popular on the last 3 patches as far as mid laners, but with them being removed, it does bring up the Zoe/Viktor matchup once again.
All right, here it is. The Viktor is in. They got to wait a little bit longer to find their jungler here, unless it's Ornn Flex, which is theoretically possible. We have seen some Ornn jungle, but I don't expect it to happen. So what is coming through here? Is it a very standard Rek'Sai, a release in, something, early game aggressive. That's going to be Akaadian trying to make the difference in the early game. And now who's going to answer Viktor? Cassiopeia the Hover.
It actually looks difficult for Lee Sin to make plays. So this Lee Sin pick here for Akaadian seems to be reaching a bit for me. I mean, Sett is fairly difficult to create plays on because of the regeneration, the possibility of 2v1ing with the shield, with the bait. Meanwhile, Ezreal and Yuumi, very difficult for Lee Sin to track down. And maybe he'll go for some jungle 1v1 jungle pressure, because Lee Sin with the extra mobility can definitely create good skirmishes versus the Sejuani if the Sejuani doesn't have Sett right next to her to stack up the passive quicker.
Well, Bjergsen gonna go on back-to-back Azir games, got a pentakill and lost. Just against 100 Thieves, now against Dignitas.
Round 2.
Yeah, round 2. Next attempt coming up right here. I believe 10 wins does not guarantee you top 4, because EG and 100 Thieves can join that as well. But it certainly makes it easier to get there. It's going to be exciting to watch for right now. Dignitas playing for their playoff life. TSM trying to move up in the standings. Getting top 4, obviously pretty useful there overall. So, once again, going to have a 5-minute commercial break for competitive integrity now that Champ Select is done. So stick around. Be back right here with Game 2.
Keep moving on. Keep moving on. And they say I have a grim sense of humor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show, the ultimate or penultimate day of the LCS regular season 2020 Spring Split is here. We have ASMR Kobbe, as well as regular old annoying to listen to David Freak-Turley here, and it's going to be fun.
Oh, you're great, buddy.
Oh, you're great too, Kobbe. I'm excited for League.
You know what's going to be great?
Legends. What's going to be
Exactly.
League of
TSM
Legends
versus Dignitas. Honestly, TSM, though, their comp looks really good at scaling into these team fights. Monstrous safety here for the backline. Azir has self-peel. Ezreal has self-peel. Yuumi on either of those carries can greatly support the backline. Or, like you talked about in Champ Select, can help out with the engage for either Dardoch and Broken Blade. So TSM, very clear game plan here. Want to get to those 5-on-5 group setups stage of the game. Meanwhile, Dig, with the little last pick kind of curveball of the Lee Sin, maybe they try and force some skirmishes or something to make this pick worth it, because otherwise Lee Sin will get outscaled by the Sejuani heading to 5-on-5s and just trying to group up. And it's going to really force Akaadian to reach for some really big plays, some insects maybe in our future to have some value there.
Yeah, although if you look at the Eternal, it's a bicycle kick.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna stick with
I'm also
insect.
Don't worry.
I'm a boomer.
I'm on your side with this one. Just if you play Lee Sin, that's the Eternal. Either way, looks like no leash here for Akaadian on the red. That's not going to be too difficult for him. Broken Blade, though, going to help Dardoch being a true homie. Going to help leash that red buff up there. Red buff starts for both junglers.
I like how they are actually true homies too. If you watch any of the TSM content, Dardoch and Broken Blade are really good friends. It's always really funny to watch their little interactions. Broken Blade's super outgoing, and those two in game on the Rift have also been a big part of TSM's victories, trying to craft their team fights for them. And this time around, they'll have the same duties, right? Broken Blade looking to get to the back line, try and take down the 80 carries. Dardoch trying to engage on those fights for him.
Nice little poke comes out there from Biofrost. Once again, trying to get a couple autos off. Johnsun does have a lot less sustain early on with the 0.16 nerfs there. A lot less healing on Severum, or 0.6 rather, 10.6 nerfs. So that poke's going to matter quite a bit. He will very, very slowly sustain back up. Broken Blade takes some nice hits there from Huni as we get to watch the top lane play out. Junglers went buff to buff and then to Grom.
And I do like seeing Ornn players lose, so
okay.
that's what I'm gonna be looking for on the top side of the map. It is more doable now to do something early in lane because of the nerfs to the damage on brittle proc, but it doesn't seem like we have seen that really abused since 10.6 came out. I'm still kind of waiting for it. That's why everyone keeps picking the Ornn, until it really gets abused. I feel like he's gonna be a mainstay.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely good. Broken Blade blinded the Sett. Not a problem to do so. Obviously a great champion. And Huni said, okay, I'm comfortable playing this matchup. And now Dardoch pops the trinket, says, okay, no wards see me. I'm ready to gank top lane. So when can they get onto Huni? What can he immune? The W is down. He now can't get rid of the knockup. Burns the E backwards, has to burn the flash to get away. Huni is now flashless top lane.
There you go. Homies for life. Dardoch comes and ganks for Broken Blade early on. Summoner spell advantage. Meanwhile, my eyeballs are on the Lee Sin in the mini-map because Akaadian taking up this Scuttle Crab looks like it might try and go towards bottom half. Ezreal Yuumi is so mobile. He's going to have to make some slick moves.
Spotted. Should be spotted. They pinged it. They know there's the back pings, and you can see Dignitas not walking up towards it at all. Akaadian just going to walk into his own jungle on that ward. Yeah, well warded, well pinged. Out they go.
That's about what I expect for early ganks on Ezreal Yuumi. Even when the lane pushed up, you could see they feel so safe with the extra heals, speed, and mobility there. Meanwhile, repeat on the top side. So Q's over.
Immune's face breaker will be stunned, but I don't think the damage is there. They're not going to find much else to do. And that is Huni doing a pretty good job getting away from it.
Yeah, so this gank, this is a very popular gank for Rek'Sai or even Vi. But the thing with those champions is that Rek'Sai can use her dash to get over that wall behind the top laner and still have her CC, because you don't have to unburrow and you still get to use your CC when you get to him. Most other jungle champions have to use their CC dash ability to get over the wall and won't have that extra power for actually ganking Huni once they get behind him. As you can see, you know, Sejuani doesn't have the extra instant knock up from Q because she had to use it to get over the wall behind the champion. And it's only a couple that can actually pull that off.
Yep, so end of the day, it was just Huni having to burn a little bit of mana to get out of that one, and once again able to press W during the face breaker, not be stunned, and trade back with the punch. Akaadian gonna walk by a ward. These trinkets are always in the right place, the right time. This Lee Sin, he's up a camp, but Dardoch still has that flash burned advantage. Akaadian gonna show himself here. They're trying to shove the entire wave down, but Dardoch's coming over.
And honestly, TSM win this 2v2 if he can get there in time. Huni doesn't have very much mana left. Broken Blade really wants to set it up. It's getting low, though.
Yeah, he's a bit too low to fight for this one, so Dardoch can at most bait people around. They can see that Bjergsen's over in mid. He's going to have to clear some minions, so nothing really picked up. Broken Blade going to have to take the time to clear this wave out.
Yeah, I think he took a little bit too much damage in the minion wave as Huni and Akaadian were trying to hard push it so quickly. A couple of seconds there mean the difference, and with the full cannon wave built up and Huni and Akaadian successfully pushing that in, TSM can't take it. So good job by them calling it off, but really good job there from Akaadian, actually helping Huni get his reset. Doesn't have to burn his teleport, can just walk back.
Yep, Huni able to grab up the refillable potion that he didn't have before, and picks up the the mana pool, right? Gets to regen in the fountain. That's really the only time you need to recall on Ornn is to restock your actual health and mana. And to buy consumables, the only thing you can't just forge when you're out on the Rift. Gets a cloth armor for good measure there as well, and he's ready to go. Catalyst to the Sunfire, the likely build.
It's really hard to forge liquids. So I like that it's thematic. You could forge maybe the empty bottle, the refillable, but
Right, yeah.
Forging the liquid inside of it, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, you can melt things down with a forge into liquids, but getting the new ones out there, like alchemy, you know, that one, not quite a skill Ornn quite has. Level 6 though. Akaadian, and you can find the opening, right? If you channel the R before Arcane Shift, you get the kick. So, you know, theoretically, could find the knockback on the Kobbe, but I don't think it's likely to happen.
Let's see it. The bicycle kick, as the Eternals would lead you to believe.
Great. Yep. All right. Well, Red's being attacked right now. Akaadian now can easily know, everyone should know, that Dardoch was bottom side as Bjergsen comes back with a blue buff. They know that was leashed. They know Sejuani's the right side of the map. That is information that can be used. Huni could play aggressively for the next 30 seconds, heart's content. I like this with Huni leashing the blue to Froggen. I think maybe they can surmise that it was him who did it. Also, I think Akaadian walked by a ward there, so no. But otherwise, could have been tricky.
Yeah, I like it too. As a jungler, it's one of your least favorite duties, handing off blue. Let's look at this invade though. Broken Blade walks pretty deep. Akaadian might get a little vision there as he goes right onto the Rift Herald.
And he doesn't seem to feel very safe. He's just pulling it out of the pit. He's got Froggen over there with him as well. They know mid is missing momentarily, and he had an aggressive trinket ward there on Bjergsen's side, but looks like this will be a very easy Rift Herald pickup right there. Lanes are equal, right? We've got exactly identical gold for both these teams. The CS never more than ±6 in any given lane, and a Herald ready to be used when Akaadian wants it.
Definitely a very worthy objective for them to take. I'd say aphromoo and Johnsun were a few seconds quicker on the recall from bottom lane. Being able to push it out first means a big difference too in going for that Rift Herald. So that's a big cash in. We're just waiting to happen. Two guaranteed turret plates. You can usually get 3 off as well if you can do some damage first before she charges in there and then stick around a little bit to finish off another one. But they don't have to give up any ground. Infernal Dragon's still there. Swap is answered.
Worth noting that Akaadian decided, instead of instantly walking top in with his team and summoning the Herald, just to get plates number 2 and 3 and then just piecing out, he actually took Gromp and took the recall, finished Warrior, and now he's going to find somewhere, maybe somewhere else to use Herald. I mean, he's still got a couple minutes to use it, don't get me wrong, but you can easily cash in plates down the line, but they had a momentary rotation advantage topside. Could have used it to knock down 2 plates, and he's waiting instead.
Yeah, Infernal Dragon is used up, so I really like using the Empowered Rift Herald recall as many times as I can before popping it. It gives you a couple seconds. He's going to need those
seconds.
seconds.
He would have to flash if anything. And that's the one downside of the Herald, is theoretically he could have ward hopped in then flashed out. That is a risk I would personally take. I'm not sure if it's correct, but I would do it. But instead, he has literally no way out without just summoning Herald just like early and then like open.
Yeah, just pop her out right behind the dragon pit. Get her out.
You know, for what's worth, he could have control ward hopped. I think burning control ward on the chance at a flash would have maybe been worth it. Because he had vision and had the chance to like be surprising. Whatever, it doesn't matter right now. Broken Blade, gonna walk away from Huni, knocked into the air, gonna get not even the clap actually. Gets out.
Yep. Not going to be able to stick around much after that. Akaadian, though, with the Rift Herald, with the changes to the range that you can still get money on Rift Herald, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get turret play money as long as you don't die at a critical time or something. It's like Bjergsen wants to cut them off, though.
Yeah, speaking of critical timing right now, Broken Blade and Huni again battling. There's a lot of damage. Gets the shield up and 290 true damage as Bjergsen chase in. That answer right now is no. Plate gold won't quite. Ooh. Actually, that plate might drop to the minion. Yeah, and they were out of range for that one. Akaadian was outside of the extended range, and Huni never touched it. So technically, plate number 3 did not give away money. But still, 320 was earned for the crash.
Yeah, it's definitely a good feeling when you can get one of those plates just to fall into the dirt for your opponents. So that's a good denial. Bjergsen actually decides not to go too deep as Dardoch was a little bit further behind and they didn't want to risk any sort of extended chase there. So in the end, Dignitas, they still get 2 plates, I believe, right, off of it.
Pretty sure, yeah.
And got their significant damage done anyway.
And they got the money earned. Topside still being sort of battling back and forth. 7 CS lead for Johnsun and aphromoo. Some of that, though, is the push they've got right now. Looking at plate number 2 potentially. And yeah, this is going to be plate dropping. Easy demolish proc as well as the Chuck'em turret comes down for even more fun. Shooting a flamethrower. 2 plates picked up right there.
Dignitas really doing a good job pressing this lead. Got a nice gold lead racked up here for a possible fight. But remember, TSM are really hyper-focused on 5-on-5 for this setup. Trying to get that Azir scaled up. Definitely a beefy front line in front of them.
That was nice. Froggen took away the big chicken. Or not, yeah, Froggen, good job. So that's some CS right there. He's temporarily ahead of Bjergsen. It's a nice 60 or so gold as waves are cleared back and forth some more. National Tooth Rush, no surprise. Froggen is going for more MR. I want to point out that just last game we had a different Viktor up against Zoe who went for full offense. Froggen is going to be kind of moving towards Merc. Some of that, of course, is, hey, this is Sejuani on the opposing team. You probably want tenacity in here, but did take that sidestep.
Yeah, plus the Yuumi on the enemy team is super annoying as well. So I definitely like this little bit of a pivot here for Froggen. Meanwhile, we get the reset. Abyssal Voyage is available for aphromoo. He actually helps Froggen in the mid lane, pushing it out, provides a little bit of safety just walking there and knowing that the Devour is behind him.
Once again, a wave is cleared, and Tahm Kench pretty far away. So right now, as you mentioned, kind of Johnsun is going to play that one a little bit more defensively, sits the supports over there at the red buff. Dardoch wants to grab this one. Looks like he's going to be safe enough to do so, and we have a fairly slow game right now. TSM are not locked in or out of second place with a win or a loss. And there's so many more games to play that it's not just a guarantee yet. Other teams can go up and tie them, and other teams can fail to win and find the tie there as well. But Dignitas are fighting for their playoff lives. They need this win, and they need EG to beat Immortals in the very next game. That's Dignitas' path towards a playoff tiebreaker. You see if that one can happen there. Golden Guardians did their part of it. They're waiting for that same result. The Dignitas are there to win. As TSM now fighting over some ward control. Turret plates are gone. Next Drake comes up in just 45 seconds. Johnsun doesn't get the Q on Kobbe. That was a little bit too short-ranged, but does some poke damage, forces the Arcane Shift out all the same.
I want to see if they can actually set up for this dragon and start the chaining, because it's only 30 seconds away, and neither team has any sort of vision down on this area. Meanwhile, Dardoch is farming Krugs on top side, with both teams keeping their duo lanes top side. Doesn't look like it's actually high on their list to stack these dragons.
Oh, that could be enough. The flash follow, he's rooted in place, exhausted afterwards. Look at the damage output. What a chase down by Kobbe and Biofrost.
They take the moment where aphromoo is again separated from Johnsun. Aphelios doesn't have the Devour third summoner spell behind him. And Kobbe goes for the attack. Very nice job. You mentioned him. Flash following. Ezreal's got one extra dash than Aphelios, so it's easy for him to get the engage and have the extra flash answer. They even exhausted him for good measure and finish off right before, actually, aphromoo arrives with the Abyssal Voyage. So the timing window there, taken advantage of by Kobbe and Biofrost, might just earn them set up for the dragon.
And pretty beautiful. The recalls are on. Aphromoo right now, though, is inside the base, but Johnsun is making his way up towards mid lane so he can join this bottom river if needed. Huni fights with Broken Blade. Level disadvantage, though, for the Dignitas top laner, as Broken Blade already has rank 2 ultimate. Empowered Recall comes through for Dardoch, though, waiting to use his Herald charge as well. Just grabs what was a Ruby Crystal, says, no, Negatron Cloak it is. We're going towards Stone Plate, second item. And now it's actually Dignitas using that little bit of time. I believe that Recall might have been in vision, and honestly, you can see Bjergsen in top lane clearing the way. Dignitas get the free roam towards this dragon, and they pick up Mountain for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, plus they got Broken Blade only had 2 pieces of Trinity Force. He had Phage and the attack speed cooldown reduction
Stinger.
piece. So yeah, Stinger. So he was not equipped to fight at all. But now on this recall, completes Trinity Force. So huge power spike there. That gives Sett the extra damage to kill off one of these backline members if you can actually get there. So now starting to get some of the power spikes that TSM were looking for. Meanwhile, Huni had already built up the Sunfire Cave, working towards an Abyssal Mass for himself. And Dignitas feeling pretty good about their power curve.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see what comes through next as top lane is being pushed in, and 1700 gold lead can make Dignitas feel pretty comfortable. This is not going to have to be that comeback win if they are to take this one home. Knocking down the minions there is Froggen, up 5 CS on Bjergsen, so ever so slightly edging up that gold lead. And I mean, I want to compare to last game, right, where the PoE's Viktor was under so much threat that he was at maybe like 140 CS at this point. Froggen's at 50 CS, game over game. Having an easier mid lane, don't get me wrong. Like, this is not, XDP, we can't farm, but it's a massively different farm game.
Yeah, I mean, also, PoE got ganked by a Flash Rek'Sai and a Flash Nautilus.
Right. It's a different pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Way more scary than a Yuumi roam or something coming through.
Yeah. TSM's been in lane the whole time, basically. Yuumi's not that much of a roamer. They've kind of left mid laners to farm back and forth, as Viktor actually has a gold bounty from how much CS he's got. And pretty nice stuff right there. You can see Akaadian also out farming Dardoch, but as you were mentioning in Champ Select, Lee Sin does not scale as well as Sejuani. Dardoch's going to be tankier. Dardoch's going to have more reliable crowd control. It's going to be on Akaadian to outplay the team fight.
Yeah, exactly. Since we're looking at a 5-on-5 scenario, Sejuani performs the same duty, but to a higher degree. Going to be more tanky, as you mentioned, brings the crowd control, and that puts pressure on Akaadian to make some YouTube highlight style plays or make use of the mobility that Lee Sin does have over Sejuani. Currently, he is holding the level lead, does have a significant farm advantage. So maybe he can get something for Dig out of the focus that they have put on the early gold, the early towers. They've got more room to work with.
Looking for something else to do. Mid lane is under fire. Ornn sounds and just sends it away down to the bottom side. It's still going to be able to knock the turret down, but the re-engage, that's going to land the stun. That is onto Huni, who's able to jump away. He's the tankiest member, easily survives it. Devour saved all the same. Akaadian jumps down to about 2/3, but hey, end of the day, mid lane tier 2 has been killed. Dignitas showing really no major damage on their lineups. Well done.
All right, Rift Herald number 2 charged up, though. Shelly should help TSM answer. Froggen flank.
Look at the damage, though. Kobbe's now knocked up into the air. Broken Blade can take it for now as Shelly charges in, gets dropped down though as well. Dardoch could find a stun, but can he find anything else? The flash over the wall. Broken Blade this time does go down as Johnsun chases in. Nowhere for Biofrost to go. Dignitas a 3-for-0 team fight.
I kind of want to see that replay because look at all these wards. TSM, I see right now 3 wards on that side where the flanking Viktor just destroyed TSM. He popped Kobbe or Biofrost right on him. Froggen goes in, gets that last amount of burst damage when they had a good initiation setup there. Dignitas clap back quickly. They don't let TSM answer the mid tower, and Froggen gets to finish off top all by himself. That's solo tower gold on top of it.
3 turrets to 0, 3 kills to 1, and with the Dignitas gold lead, they should get the second Drake now as well. Watch that fight again.
All right, I'm looking at the river. Froggen's walking over the ward right now. So they know that he's coming from this side, and they just are not paying attention. It's Huni who got the knockup to start it out. He's able to get 3 members of TSM CC'd on that little corner. So Huni on tank duty really paying off, Freak, as he gets the knockup, and Froggen is able to flank in with the laser and Q damage to cut TSM down right when they were getting started.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Froggen got there first. Bjergsen still channeling the TP. A nice ward hop kick by Akaadian got them the Broken Blade plus Biofrost kill with nowhere for Yuumi to go afterwards. So a good looking fight. We're 10 seconds now on the Drake, and you have to imagine Dignitas should be likely to win that fight.
Yeah, as Jat says, Sejuani can't do that. Lee Sin plays. There you go. Level 11. He's looking for another one.
I think these wards, like, this is the nice thing about Ocean Drake, by the way. We've got the nice, you know, you've got the ASMR rift here. There's a nice brush down there that lets you put a ward down that's not spotted by the control ward. Feeling comfortable, but Akaadian has to be careful. Now, again, there's a team fight. This Drake down to 800 health, and it's smited away so beautifully. The team fight coming in as well. Broken Blade staying alive with the knockup. Oh, it's so good for Huni. They've already picked up a single kill, and Dardoch is forced to run away, to retreat back to the nice flowers in the jungle.
Ocean Drake picked up for TSM, but Freak, it came at the cost of blood. Broken Blade down, and Dardoch might be soon to follow. That does tag him. He's going to have to wait, try and drop a few more seconds so that no credit is given to the Aphelios.
But what is blood but part of the cycle of life and death? What falls will begin.
This is Baron, bro.
Again.
Hype it back up. Hype it back up.
Hype it back up. Baron's getting attacked by Dignitas. This is for their playoff lives. They need the 8th win to have a chance to make it into the top 6. Froggen. Biofrost is dead. The jungler is dead. There's no chance you stop this one at all. Dignitas walking over this game. TSM stands no chance.
Oh, Ocean Drake kind of baited you a little bit there with the calming therapy into, oh my goodness, Dignitas now have Baron. Froggen is fed, Biofrost is dead, and they are going to push on some secondary turrets here. Full reset gets off too. They can spend their money.
Wow, this game looks like Dignitas versus Immortals, but the other way around, except it's probably still Dig winning.
This is a bit of a reach.
But is it though? Bjergsen has no mana at all. Has to flash away. Flashes for the Q chase, the W. Will it find the stun? Yes, but so will Dardoch. Once again, the E coming over, and there's True Shot Barrage. 1v3 for Froggen. Here comes Reinforcement. Easy kick for Akaadian. Knocks him right back in. Q follow. Easy pick up there. Nicely done by Dignitas.
Hey, got him in the end. At least one of them anyway. Bjergsen doesn't go down, but Dardoch does for trying to save him there. And that means numbers advantage with the Baron here. Dignitas, this is only 23 minutes into the game, Freak. They're going to get the tower easily.
All right, this is easily bot lane tier 2 falling. Mid lane tier 2 gonna be soon as the next wave comes in. Dignitas grow the gold lead to 8,000 right now. 8 to 10 will be their regular season record 99% of the time right now. There is so little chance they can drop this game. They're not going to throw in the late game. They're going to have the aggression that they need. And when you see Froggen just barreling down the map with a TP and home guard, like they're not playing this one passively. They're not going to give TSM a chance for a comeback. Red buff steal comes in. Half the chickens are gone as well. Dignitas ready to take some blood.
Yep, getting reset right after taking all those towers as well. Look at that. Ornn starts to deal out some of the upgraded items. You get your Infinity Edge upgrade. for Aphelios as well. Johnsun feeling very good about this. 3-item power spike and Ornn upgraded item here. Well, he doesn't quite upgraded the second Zeal, but still significantly ahead of Kobbe. 2 levels on top of the extra power there.
Yeah, and that's meaningful quite a lot. Aphelios has normal, like pretty normal attack damage and for level scaling stats. And yeah, okay, Dardoch, sorry, didn't see him. That does manage to flash away. Flashes in time before the kick was started, so Akaadian cannot bring him back towards his teammates. Does stay alive just there, and now we got even more pressure. Mid lane's under attack as well. This is gonna look pretty dang good. Big chunk comes down below 1/4 HP. The Cannon is still alive as well. Protect that one, but Dardoch pulls the aggro.
Yeah, I don't think this inhibitor turret will be long for Summoner's Rift. Oh, they're going for the engage though.
Yeah, but good luck killing 2-item Huni with them, you know, both being Ornn upgraded. Recall technically a little bit dangerous, but it's only 4 seconds long. Back he goes, no problems there. In full vision, Akaadian fears no TSM members.
Yeah, he has yet to die. He's working on the GA to protect his KDA as well. TSM only giving up the single kill so far. I mean, Dignitas only giving up the single kill so far this game, so they don't have a lot to fear.
And TSM had played a controlled early game, and it felt like their scaling would be fine. They had the Azir, they had the Sett, they had the Sejuani, but mid-game came in and Dignitas just started walking all over it and then really pedaled the metal, right? Over the last 10 minutes, they have earned so much.
See if they can make it more. They softened up this turret freak. They took out most of the foundation, so it's just teetering there. TSM don't have a lot to mount their defense on, but they do have a decent amount of wave clear. Ezreal, Yuumi poke, along with Azir trying to spam out. Bjergsen's almost level 16, so their hope is to farm for late still. Hope for one of those big team fight victories. It's going to be difficult for them to actually pull off because of the big lead that Dignitas have been able to accrue, plus the Ornn items just accelerating the scaling here of both carries.
And this is getting from bad to worse, right? Next Ocean Drake picked up. Now it is going to be at earliest a like 37-minute Ocean Soul. That's not really going to be part of the vocabulary of how this game is going to go. It's not likely to be anything important, but Froggen, I like this, sitting on the brush saying, hey, do you want to clear this wave? And yes, you do. Yes, you do, Broken Blade. You want this wave, and suddenly now you don't. Does get away from the stun just barely. But man, that is Froggen. He almost lost CS to do that, but it was worth it.
Yeah, I know Froggen. He's not going to lose CS for anything. This is the man who set worldwide CS records with farming up the Raptor camp back in the day.
Yep.
With his, I believe it was Karthus. Was actually the one he got the record on rather than the Anivia, which he's more well known for. But now he's on Viktor once again, trying to keep vision control of the blue side of TSM's jungle by himself. Just a Viktor there alone with a Lichbane. A Lichbane and a dream.
A Lichbane and a dream. It's going to be a difficult one because there is, well, a difficult one for TSM, you got to say, because Froggen obviously has plenty of damage in those 3 major items. And as we wait and tick down 30 seconds on Baron, it's going to be dreaming again pretty soon. Probably not going to live very long against all the damage output that this Dignitas squad has. Phantom Dancer comes through for some defensive options for Johnsun. Less burstable by Sett or anyone else.
Pretty good job with the vision setup as well for Dig. Aphromoo and Huni playing frontline here, waiting for the vision check from TSM. I'm trying to get this bait on the road.
Yeah, Baron is alive, and look at how dark this is. Well done by Dignitas, as you're mentioning. Well done to get rid of all the vision. Another control was going to drop here, no problem at all. And the vision gets pushed farther and farther away. Now, for now, Dignitas show 4 members. Now they show 5. So TSM knows it's not being hit just yet, but there is no vision left. If they ever go in fog, okay, at what point is Baron being hit? Are they in the pit now? Is it yet? Okay, we see Huni, but, you know, is Johnsun hitting it? Do they know? Okay, he's back in mid lane. Now they know it's safe again, but any given time this wave is cleared, they're like, okay, when is it happening? Akaadian hops away. No knockup yet for Huni. Finds a slow, but not much else.
And the main thing that Dig are trying to bait TSM into is Huni's ultimate. They're trying to bait TSM through these little jungle corridors leading up to Baron, so you can get one of those perfect bowling Ornn ults right down the middle, knock it through the entire team.
Okay, TP comes in again for Bjergsen. He actually burns the summoner teleport. 6-minute cooldown to make sure he's back close to the map yet again. Dardoch though hit up by a bit of a poke. Jumps over the wall. Again, can't find the opening just yet. VOD coming through. Dignitas playing pretty slowly here. They have yet to find good inroads with their Baron baits, and TSM has put some of their wards back down, reclaiming some of their jungle. Poke not doing too much to them either. TSM still staying healthy.
It can be difficult, you know, as an Ornn player to be the first initiation, right? To just be the one with the long range engage. That's why they're waiting for Akaadian to get into place. You can see him on the right side now, in place for a good kickback.
Goes for the dunk, gets almost nothing with it, gets the W across, flashes back, barely to save, but still, Huni gonna knock him down. Fighting for the map, Bjergsen cannot catch Akaadian, who comes right back over the wall. Still heals are coming through, Dardoch should be dropping, but so does the opposing jungler. Flash of over Froggen finds the kill, and now it's just the bottom lane left to run and hide and try to get away. It's 4 versus 2, Dignitas up 10,000 gold, and though they're missing a jungler, they don't need Smite to kill structures. Middle hitter gonna drop as well, and they've got Huni to tank up the turrets to make sure that minion stays alive. 2v4 TSM must try to defend the base, or they're gonna be 9-9 to end the regular season, and it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to do it. Dignitas' playoff hopes stay alive. They will improve to 8 wins, and their eyes are on evil geniuses. If they can beat Immortals, Dignitas can fight for playoffs.
We gotta have some extra something at work here. I don't know. This script is a little obvious, freak. Golden Guardians do their part. Dignitas do their part. We're just gonna keep all teams right in the middle. The only different ones are gonna be Cloud9 and CLG. Everybody else is gonna have to fight it out in a battle royale at the end of the split.
There are 8 playoff scenarios left. 4-3-5, 4-3-3-3-3. Those are the number of tiebreakers that we will play at the end of the day based on those 8 game scenarios. But Dignitas are alive, and they are hoping that EG can take care of business. If not, Golden Guardians are out, Dignitas are out, and Team Liquid are out. And that is that next game. Evil Geniuses versus Immortals is going to determine whether or not these teams that have fought their way into a chance even have a chance to fight for it. Immortals can lock that playoff spot with a win. EG can fight for that top half berth with a win. It's going to be fun to watch for. Stick around soon. We'll see you then.
When you're chasing greatness, just remember, it's not about what you say. It's about what you do.
Well, it's about time we got to work. There we go.
Red Bull gives you wings. The new Red Bull Zero and Red Bull Sugar Free. Full of wings, free of sugar.